Okay, so in today's session, we will discuss about how to develop DataStage job sequences in parallel mode and a sequence order. Okay. So here I have a requirement where I need to develop the job sequence in parallel mode and sequential. Okay. So in yesterday's session, we have discussed about developing a job sequence. Sorry, in yesterday's session we have discussed about batch job creation. So batch job creation where we have noticed that there is some challenge. So what is the challenge I have discussed, right? So if you are running 5 jobs, you have created a job sequence, you are running 5 jobs. Okay, so in that job sequence, you have added 5 jobs and you are running that job sequence. In case third job got failed, so and you have fixed the issue, and again, if you want to run 4 and 5 job, what happens if you rerun this batch job? Then it will run from first onwards. So this is the drawback here. And there are 10 jobs, imagine. Okay, so third job got failed. Okay, so you fix that. And fourth job onwards, you need to run the process manually. Why? Because so if you run the batch job, it will run from first onwards. So this is the drawback here. But in job sequence, it's not like that, where we can run the job from the failure point. Okay, so here job sequence can be created in 2 ways. So job sequence can be created in 2 ways. One is parallel mode. So what is meant by parallel mode? And second one is order mode. See, order mode means one after the another. One after the another. Okay. So what is meant by parallel mode? Parallel mode is nothing but running all the jobs at a time. Running all the jobs at a time. Okay. So order mode means nothing but one after the another. One after the another. Okay. So here now we can see, guys. Order mode means one after the another. So one after the another means like it's a sequence. You have to run in a sequence order because first job output is input for second job. So if that is the requirement, then you can go for order mode. Okay. And parallel mode, when you go for parallel mode, when there is no data dependency between the jobs and you are extracting data from source system to a staging area. So in that case, we'll go for parallel mode. Okay. So now let's develop a job sequence for let's develop a job sequence where I need to extract the data from files. Okay, from files or tables. Okay, so there is no independence. All the jobs are independent. Okay, so now let's develop the job sequence in a parallel mode. Okay. It is very simple, guys, but you need to pay little attention. And what you need to do is click on file, go to jobs, click on job sequence, right? So, and the next step is what we need to do is you have to go to sequence, and here we have various options that helps us to develop job sequence. Okay, so here in this scenario, in this exercise, what we are trying to do is we are building a job sequence in a parallel mode where all the jobs are independent. I mean, like data being extracted independently and extract the data and load it into a destination place. So for that purpose, here we can we can drag and drop the job activity. So this is one step. So when you drag and drop the job activity, what we need to do is like we need to consider here. We need to consider the which job that you are going to define. Okay, so this is one way. Another way is open repository. Okay, so another way is open the repository. Just a minute, guys. So it's opening. Okay. So here first job drag and drop already. So that will map that. And second job, go to second job. So this one, drag and drop. So if you directly drag and drop that particular job, click on that particular job, you drag and drop on that job canvas window, what happens is automatically the job will called. Okay, automatically the job will come. Now drag and drop the third job. Okay, so here guys, I have taken 3 jobs. Okay, so now what I'm doing here, I'm running all these 3 jobs at a time. Okay, so now we need to connect each other, right? So these are now independent. So while you are executing the jobs, you have to make some they have to meet at a common point. Okay, so here I'm making a common point. Okay, so I'm making a common point, and once all these 3 jobs gets completed, and I need to send an email notification. So process data being extracted from source directory source area to the staging area. Okay, now let's make a connectivity. So this is for success notification. Okay, and similarly there are chances job will fail, right? So we are not sure when the job will fail. Okay, so there is no guarantee that job will run fine. Okay, if everything is went well in the development, you have taken care. Okay, so that time it is okay, so that job will run fine. So there are some chances like some data issues may occur, and due to environmental unable to connect and getting duplicated data, that is a data violation. So these kind of issues will come. Okay, so that time job may fail. So how to handle the failure condition? Okay, so the probability of job getting failed and job getting success is 50-50, 1/2. Okay, so here we need to accept all the scenarios. So that one you need to keep in mind. Okay, so now let's make a connectivity. So similarly, we need to send a email notification as well. Okay, so email notification and consider the termination activity. Okay, so now click on Control L. Yeah, so now make a connectivity, guys. Okay, so this is for success. So job 1 pass. Okay, so now let's define job 2 pass. Job 3 pass. Okay, so this sequencer is a connector pass. Okay, and here all the jobs will run fine. Okay, so here any or all. So when we will send a email, all are getting passed. All the jobs are run fine. Okay, so that is the reason I have chosen R here. And now let's make a connectivity, guys. So this email notification is particularly email notification for success or pass, you can say. Okay, now let's all jobs. So in real time now, guys, this naming convention is compulsory. You need to take care based on the process. If anyone sees this, they have to understand what we are doing here. Okay, so that is very, very important that you need to Keep in mind. Okay. Now this is for failure agenda. Now this is for success agenda. Now let's go for failure agenda. Okay. So this is a failure. Okay. So what you can do is job one failed. So there may be a failure also, right? Job also failed. That okay. So this is to see link names. No, it should be unique, guys. Okay, so keep that in mind. Should give the unique name. Okay, so when I try to give what happens, we'll throw an error. The source or destination stages already has a link of requested name. Okay, so it is asking, please use another name. Okay, so here I will give 3. Okay, so that is a unique name now. Okay, link name should be unique. Okay, even stage naming also should be unique. Okay, so this is for failure. Okay, fail. So here job fail. Job fail. Okay. So job fail, guys. Okay, job has failed. So here what you can do, guys. So let's make a terminator activity. Terminator activity's purpose is to send the stop request if in case of any job failure and other jobs are running. So in that scenario, what we can do is we can stop the request. Okay. And click on OK. And one more thing here. Here, terminator activity. Okay. Now what you can do? So here no job has been defined, right? You see here. So this we have drag and drop from the sequence here, from the right side. And these two below 2 jobs we are dragging from the repository. So here jobs are there. Now let's define the first job. So pick the first job, click on open. That's it, guys. Okay. So this is exercise 1. So coming to the trigger action, we'll come to the trigger action. So here, so job exercise 1. Okay. So now let's move to the trigger action. So here execution action, what is in case of failure, it will simply run the job and reset if when you choose the reset if required, you need to reset the process and run again and validation only. It will only validate and run. It won't run actually. And reset only. It will reset, it won't run. Okay. Best option is always reset if required, then run. Okay. So here for failure and pass. Okay. So for failure, you can give job fail. So that gives the red color. And other option is we can consider as okay. So condition is okay means it will throw a green color. Okay, for failure, red color. For pass, you can show it as a green color. Now let's define this job 2. So here extracting the data from employee file to load it into dataset and file set. Okay, so execution action is the same. No change here. And here we'll pass a customs message. So here in the customs message, whenever a job status code is equal to, if you see here customs message, go to activity variable, job status code is equals to either 1 or 2. Okay. So whether one or two, then job run fine. Okay. Activity variable, job status is equals to 2. So here, customs message. Okay, so if it is greater than 2, then here we are considering as a failure notification. Okay, job got failed. Okay, so give that greater than 2, guys. That's it. Okay, so here when you choose the customs message, both will have blue color. Sorry, both will have blue color. Correct. Now let's define this also. So here we have data stage constant functions. So we can use that also for both failure and success. Okay. Go to DS constant. So here you can see job run fine, job run okay, job run with warnings, or job run with warnings. Okay. So if job run okay means job status code is equal to 1, or job run warnings means job status code is equal to 2. You can use this way. Or you can consider activity variable also here. Okay. So activity variable, job status code is equals to this. And here activity variable okay. So for failure things, how we can handle job activity is equals to. So this way we have to define this. So here you need to choose fail. Job run fail. Okay. So that's it, guys. Now we need to define. So here anyone should fail. So then we need to stop all other the running jobs. Okay. So anyone got failed. Okay. So here you can give any name. So basically here every organization they have SMTP mail server, and whom we are sending the email, what are the recipient email address respective stakeholders. Okay. So SMTP email address is common for all the companies. So they will provide you the details. You reach out to admin team and sender email ID. So every team has a sender email ID, ETL team. Okay. So that we can consider sender email ID and recipient email ID. And we can consider what happened to the subject line. Okay. And attachments. If there are any rejected records that we can consider here, and body of the email. Now let's define this. Normally it won't work, guys, here because it's not a live environment. So what we can do is I'm giving my email ID, DataStage mastery @gmail.com. All the email IDs are that name only. Copy paste email ID. All the jobs run fine. all the jobs. Okay. So here you can mention hello team. Okay. All the jobs. Yeah. Okay. So another way we can write is invoice extract. Invoice extract. Invoice extract from source staging area got completed. Okay. So like that. Okay. So here, thanks and regards, DataStage support team. DataStage support team. Okay. So like that, you have to consider. Okay. So now let's consider the same thing here. My email ID for the field. Okay. So here all the jobs should run file. Then only email will send. Okay. Now let's see this guys. Okay. So subject line. Subject line, what we will consider. Let's copy paste this. Just we need to alter this. Okay. Let's extract from source staging. Got failed area, got failed. Okay. Well, we are looking into the issue. Okay, so guys, here recipient email IDs we should include who are all the stakeholders in the project, like business team, technical team, development team, if needed, and support team. Okay, so all those stakeholders should be included here. If there are any reject records that you want to send to the business team, then you can give the browse for file and where the reject records will be available. Okay. So now click on OK, guys. So this is the way to develop a job sequence in parallel mode. Now all the jobs will run. Now let's save this, guys. This is very simple. Okay. So we are in the process of learning automation. How to automate data stage jobs. We want to run all the jobs at a time. Okay. What happened here? Yeah. 60. JS job sequence parallel mode. Okay. Error in compilation. What is that? Oh, job status should assign a value. Okay, okay. So here we should assign a value actually here. Okay. Assign job. So naming got changed actually. Yeah, now it will be better. Also the same thing. So here the naming convention is wrong. So now fine, yeah, done. Okay. Now save, compile, and run the job. Okay. So here you can see, guys, the jobs are running now. It's completed also. If you see in director, you can understand better. Okay. Okay. So here all the jobs are running at a time. Okay. So here three jobs are there. Okay. So now let's see, guys, here. Okay. So what are the jobs run today? So that I have make in order. Sequence 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So any questions, guys, here? Any questions? No questions? Okay, thank you. Now let's move on. So how to handle with exception handler? The same scenario, instead of doing all this stuff. So here we have done a lot of this thing. So how to avoid this and work with exception handler? Now what we can do is create this same job and how to minimize the coding here. Okay. So I don't want to focus on the failure activities. In case of any failure, how to deal with exception handler. Okay. So now let's deal that. Okay. Save this.
So one question, I'm not sure if you've covered it. I was just mute for some time. So if the job is failed and like the issue we had in bad jobs that if we are restarting, every job will restart from the start. So in this case, how will we in sequencer, how will we enable that only those job runs which are not failed and the ones which are passed um, can be skipped?
Okay, so here we have this option, right? Like check from the failure point.
Okay.
So when you check from the failure point, that from there onwards, job will run. Okay.
So it
So
is in the job sequence activity only?
yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
So now here I'm considering the exception handler. So what does this exception handler will do? So it will help us to track all the errors, failure errors. Okay. In case of job got failed, okay. So it will suggest here this also job got failed. So what happens is will directly go to that particular job. So pass the message here. So, which job got failed? That details will display in the email. So that is the purpose of this exception handler. Okay. Okay. Now run the job. See here. Okay. So here I have not defined the failure thing. That is handled by exception handler. So wherever the failures has happened, it will keep on eye and it will send an email notification and terminate the running jobs. That's it. Okay. So that is the purpose of this exception handler. So first job got completed. You can see here the second job is running. So third job also already completed. Second job is still running. Okay. Yeah, now it's got completed. Okay. So now, guys, how to create a job sequence in order way. So it has to run one after the another. Okay. So in which scenarios this job sequence one will be created? Okay. So job sequence one will be created. So when we have, okay, so when we have to run the jobs in order. Okay. So now let's okay. So what I will do is I will save as this job 62 sequence order. Okay. On save. So here we have to run the jobs one after the another. So once it gets completed successfully, then second job has to run. Okay. Okay. So then once the second job get completed, third job has to. Okay. So now let's consider the sequence these things. Okay. Okay. So if any of the job got failed, no, so that we need to consider here for the failure activity. So right. So here let's execute this. Let's consider this SCD type jobs. SCD type 1, type 2. Okay. So first it will identify the captures, the differences. Okay. So here jobs status less than or equal to 1 I have given. Okay. So in case there is a chances of failure, right? So that you need to handle here. Okay. So job 1 failed. Job 1 failed. So how to handle this? Okay. So when there is a failure, it should be greater than 2, right? So that is the reason I have given this. Okay. And now let's see this. There also we can see. Okay, so here I have given the failure message. Okay. Click on OK. So let's define this also. Job 3 failed. Job 3 failed. Okay. So here, what you can do, okay, so failed one. Okay, so that's a case. Or here you can give, okay, okay, however you want. Now, so here in the this connectivity, any job fails now, it has to send an email. Okay, and remove this exception and message. and it has to send a fail email notification and stop the running jobs. Okay. Okay, so this is SCD type 1 identification, and here also you need to change the job. So here now after that updates will happen. Go and change this job. Okay. So whenever if you are working on this updating your dimension tables, okay. So that scenario will be using this sequence order. Okay. So update. Set of required. Okay. So that's it, guys. Update here and insert. Okay. Now save, compile, and run the. So this is a sequence order. So here jobs will run in order. First, this job will run. Once it's completed, then it will go. Second job will run. Okay, and then third job will run. Once it is completed, it will send an email notification. Okay. So here, in case of second job fail, third job won't run. It will send to failure notification here, and the email notification will send, and that's it. So then failure alert, the incident will rise, and support team will follow up with the respective team. So to look into the issue, what is the issue, and take the necessary action. Okay, so now what I will do is I will compile this job and we will run from directory, guys. Okay. Yeah, so job got compiled. So run from directory. Director, okay. Run from director. Just a second. Run. See here, first job is you can see 52 SCD identification. Yeah, now update job is running. Okay. And it is finished. Now third job is running. So it's running in order, one after the another. So if you see the log of this particular job sequence, okay, so just a second. So here first job got started and it's completed, and then second job started, ran and it's completed. So it will run the flow actually. Okay. So that's it, guys. So this is the way to develop job sequence in sequence order. Okay. So now how to work with this exception handler. Simple. So remove the failed connector sequencer and replace with exception handler. Click on save. Okay. So delete this, all this stuff. Exception handler.
So we don't need to link the exception handler, right?
Yes, yes. So that is the advantage of this exception handler. Okay. So in case of failure, no, it will throw like which job got failed. So directly we'll go to that job and check the issue. The email we will receive, right? Subject line so and so job got failed. Okay, so that is the advantage of this. Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's run from director, guys. Okay. See the first job. Three jobs got completed. Okay. That's it about job sequence, quotable job sequence. Okay. So in tomorrow's session, we'll work on how to work with this start loop and end loop and nested condition. Okay. And user variables and the remaining remaining stages. Okay. So that's it for today, guys. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Please download all these recordings. The Zoom link which I'm sharing. Please download this recording. Okay. So YouTube links, it won't be, it will be unlisted mode. Okay. So it will be in YouTube only. Okay. You can, if you want to refer in future, you can refer. Okay. So Zoom link will be deleted automatically. Okay. Yeah. Right. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thanks.